Hello, welcome back to Story Reckless. I'm Nathan, I'm the DM here, and I use he, him pronouns. And we're an actual play live stream playing in Descent into Avernus. Playing some D&D. With that, why don't we do some quick intros and then jump right into it?
I'm Claire. My pronouns are they, them. Playing Kadom, half-elf, grave cleric, and werebore.
My name is Olive. I use she and they pronouns. I am playing Calliope, Air Genasi old lady, and I'm having a great time. It was a nice spa day. We do visit a lot of bathhouses in this campaign. How many is this?
Just two,
three.
but
Three.
No,
Three.
Well,
Because
Olive
there
and
was
I did one before you
Yeah.
joined.
oh, okay.
Yeah.
no. I was talking about the one that we found a ruined bathhouse at some point and spent time
Oh,
there.
yeah. So four.
Wait, what was the one before Pip? BP.
There was the bathhouse in Candlekeep where we hung out with Valor when you were still Lovelace.
It was a long time ago.
Now,
It's
I
a
don't
long
remember.
time ago.
It's a very long time ago.
I
But-
actually remember this from the stream. Yeah.
Oh my-
Anyway, that was some bathhouse lore. I guess
So
there are a lot of
bathhouse count is currently four.
Four.
And side quest count is 8, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hi, I'm Enyo, they, them, and I'm playing Pip, alchemist satyr who is apparently completely incapable of not making deals.
No, yeah, of course not. It's always going to happen. Yeah, well, with that, let's do a quick little recap. Yeah, y'all went to a bathhouse, essentially. Y'all are at the Wandering Emporium, doing some shopping and making arrangements for Red Ruth so that you can find out more information to hopefully, eventually, one day, maybe, lead you to the Bleeding Citadel. Who knows? But while at the Wandering Emporium, as you did some shopping, Pip, you went around and you ended up going to the hobgoblin selling larva, the strange form of souls when they first come into the lower planes, and tried to set up a competition where to see who could sell the most. And if you won, you would have gotten some stuff in return. We
How
did
did
a
that
little
go,
dice
Nathan?
roll. We did some dice rolls, and you rolled, I think it was a 23, and this hobgoblin ended up rolling a 24. It was so close.
Hard to beat.
But upon the hobgoblin Zenith selling more than you, he brought you into his war machine, kind of closed up shop for a minute, and the favor he put before you was to bring Mahati's head to him, and perhaps the two of you could take over the Emporium and rule it together. But that was it, and you took it into consideration and headed off to meet with your friends. Meeting up with your friends, you all, yes, indeed, went to the Infernal Rapture and went and got some baths, some relaxation, some massages, and Kadam, you had the opportunity to experiment in your werebore form, having some fun times in the bathhouse as a werebore.
Tug of war. Great fun.
Yeah, tug of war. After finishing all this and getting some nice rest in, which, by the way, you all could take a short rest if you haven't already and do whatever you need to do for that. You were on your way out when Mahati was saying goodbye to you all, and Lulu inquired about having a conversation with him at some point to see if she could spark more memories to figure out what happened, and pick up on her trail. He agreed and offered to do it right then and there, and offered to take you all into his office to have this conversation. And you decided to follow through with it. So we left off with you all being led back into the Infernal Rapture to somewhere where Mahati was going to be taking you to have this conversation. So let me Let me switch over to some different music here really quick, and then we can get right into this. Sure, let's try this one. I don't know. So you, after Lulu had this brief exchange, and Mahati agreed to it, smiling broadly and offering for you all to come and follow him. He led you through the curtains once more into what appeared to be a different hallway once again. Nice burgundy pattern carpets and lush tapestries on the walls to either side. As you start heading down this hallway and up ahead, you can see a large, almost 10-foot tall set of double doors, wooden doors that he approaches and presses open, revealing a very large marbled chamber with stone walls, adorned with towering bookshelves just filled and with tons and tons and tons of tomes. This entire room is probably 40 to 50 feet wide. It's kind of in a circular shape, and the ceiling towers up above you probably a good 60 feet or so into kind of a domed shape. All of the walls covered in bookshelves covered in various tomes. You can see there is indeed probably 2 other levels going up above, and there's a spiral staircase directly to your right as you enter. And off to the right-hand side, the room kind of goes into almost like a larger sort of, I don't know how to describe it, like a, it's not a nook because it's quite large, but there is a section that kind of breaks off from the circular main chamber. And in this circular main chamber, you can see there are various wooden tables all laid out, covered in all sorts of strange baubles and artifacts and weapons. To the left up on the wall, there is what looks to be probably an ancient dragon's head that has been like taxidermied and stuffed up on the wall, just overlooking this chamber. It has brilliant blue scales, kind of a big underbite sort of thing, and a huge horn. And off to the right, where that area kind of opens up, there is a large, like, mahogany desk covered in various paperwork and baubles. And behind the desk, where there is a large plush chair, you see this probably 12 foot in diameter, maybe a little more, somewhere in there. What looks like a mirror at first. And as he steps into the room, kind of stepping in front of you and going over towards the desk, you realize that there's movement on the mirror, which is probably what kind of caught you and thinking it was a mirror. But you realize what you're seeing is kind of a bird's eye view of the entire Wandering Emporium in this shimmering kind of framed mirror-like device. Mahati sort of glances up at it as he goes over towards his desk, just kind of, scanning it as he goes, and then twirls around to the big plush chair and kind of parks himself down comfortably and gestures to you all to come in front of his desk, where you can see there's currently only 2 chairs, and he goes, "Oh, forgive me," and he kind of gestures his hands, and from the sides, 3 more kind of plush, I guess the Lulu's fluttering, but yeah, 3 more plush chairs animate to life and come walking over towards the desk and settle in place in front of the desk. And he settles in, looking at you all. Well, please make yourself comfortable. If you want something to drink, just let me know. I can fetch some. No charge in here. This is a conversation with old friends. And he looks at Lulu, smiling. Please make yourself comfortable. Do you all settle in?
This is quite a library you got here. I ain't seen nothing like it in Avernus.
Yes, I'm a bit of a collector. I like to be informed of everything that's going on through all the different areas and planes.
take a look?
Yes, just, you may,
Yes. And Calliope like scuttles off. And I guess I want to like look at the books.
Sure, yeah. As you go scuttling off, he kind of looks at you for a moment as you're going off into the library. Just know that I will be aware if anything goes missing. There will be
Of course,
grave
of course, of course.
consequences.
I signed the thing. I signed this thing.
And he turns back to you all. Well then, you go scuttling off. Calliope, make an investigation roll really quick just to see what you spot.
That is a 8.
It is immensely overwhelming. There's so
There's
much
so many cool things
information. Yeah, I think you probably find something that's not particularly relevant to what's happening right now.
But very
It's-
interesting to me.
Yes, it's probably like it's probably like a gnomish tinkering book from
Yeah.
the age of Netheril. So it's like it's pretty elaborate stuff that's in there. And it's incredibly very much up your alley and incredibly interesting, but completely irrelevant to anything that's happening right now. But yeah, you just fully
I'm gonna just keep an ear open on the conversation.
yeah.
Like be kind of like off on a like reading stand or something.
Sure,
that he
yeah.
probably has.
Yeah. Yeah, you go over to that shelf and you can see there's like a wall of various different types of armor set up next to you as you're like pulling this book out and setting it up to read. The rest of you settle in at the desk. Okay.
Yes.
He turns to Lulu, who kind of in a plucky way like lands down on the chair and kind of squats down almost like a dog and looking up at Mahadi. Well, what can I do for you? Yeah, I clearly we knew each other, and I just want to try to help piece together what happened when I came here. Last thing I can kind of remember is, and through talking to various people, I was at Mad Maggie's, or maybe it wasn't hers, but I was at Fort Knucklebone. Ah, yes, we were passing through there, and we set up just outside the walls. It was a different owner at the time, or ruler. I don't know how they do it at Fort Knucklebone, really, but yes, Bitter Breath was the current steward of Fort Knucklebone at the time when we met.
Lizeth, Bitter Breath?
Yes, Lizeth, that's right.
All right.
That's what she was going by. Everyone calls her Bitter Breath now. But, yes, we were passing through, and I was keeping an eye on the Emporium, and I couldn't help but notice you. It's not very common to see a celestial being here in the Emporium. Quite a rare sight, so I couldn't help myself. I had to come and introduce myself, and we got talking. We actually hit it off quite well. And I, asked you why you were here, and you seemed a bit uncomfortable to speak, so we came here to speak in private. She kind of looks around. Yeah, this feels really familiar, actually, now that you say that. Yes, you told me a bit about your story. You were pretty secretive, though. All you said was that something terrible had happened and you had lost all your companions. You had been wandering around for months here in Avernus and were trying to find a way out. I suggested that maybe you tag along with us and check in with some of my clients that come through. There's some very powerful people that come through here, and they might be able to get you out. So you came along with us. And then after a few days, you were gone. I just assumed you found someone. You didn't say goodbye or anything, but suddenly you were gone. Okay. Well, I guess that's good to know. Okay, yeah, thanks. yeah, I don't know what happened. I can't remember anything after that, and everything else is, so much of it is in pieces. It's like there's a really large gap in my memory, and the last thing I actually remember was, suddenly being on the material plane when someone found me up there. All right. She kind of looks around at the rest of you, a little unsure. I mean, I don't really... Yeah, I don't know. Unless you have anything else.
You stayed with us for a few days. I got to know you a bit better. We seem... have you been here this whole... Oh, no, you said you were up in the material plane.
Do you remember if there was anyone who might have the ability or inclination to take Lulu to the material plane?
From that time, I can't say I do. I can look through my records and try to determine maybe if somebody was there, but to be honest, it happens with relative frequency. When we have powerful pit fiends coming through, they could potentially find a way to get someone out. We've had some powerful arcane users come through, but I'll tell you what. Let me see if there's anything that pops up in my records. Make yourselves comfortable. This will take some time.
He kind of spins around and pops open his desk and starts going through a bunch of files as he pulls out like a... it seems there's like multiple... actually, I think what happens is he reaches in. None of you see anything. You don't really hear anything. And then he just pulls out what looks to be an incredibly large tome and like sets it down and starts flipping through it.
I would love to try and see if I can catch any names or information as he's looking through this.
Sure.
Just dates, even. I don't know if they use the same calendar we do, but yeah.
Go ahead and make a perception roll.
Okay. That's cocked. Okay. Dirty 20.
A dirty 20. So names and dates. I think you're able to kind of start to work out that it's not you don't recognize it as the Harptos calendar. There is clearly some way of tracking time.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, God. Make a religion check. Or Arcana, but I suspect...
Natural 20.
Wow.
Religion 25.
Of course, you're the one who happens to know things about calendars because you pay attention to such things.
Oh wait, and then you don't speak Infernal.
Correct.
Do you don't speak Celestial, do you?
I do, yeah.
Okay. I'm trying to think of how this would work.
Elvish, Gnomish, and Celestial.
Okay. This is definitely written in Infernal, but I think there's probably some similarity with the way numerals are written out that you're able to kind of parse it together. God, I'm trying to think of how you would recognize this. Maybe at one point... I'm going to tell you what it's based on, and I would, if you want to work together here...
maybe...
Oh, I'm getting some feedback from Olive. Okay, we're good. To figure out how Kadam would be able to figure this out or know this. But you are able to parse together that this system seems to be based on some kind of universal, the Great Wheel way of, keeping time. There is clearly some kind of universal... Oh, you know what? It's probably the plane of existence that's keeping track of time for everything is probably the as Mechanus.
Mechanus.
Yeah. So I think you're somehow able to piece that together, that this is based on Mechanus keeping track of everything. So it's incredibly intricate and complicated. And maybe that's it. Maybe that's honestly the thing that tips you off, then, you suspect that this is from a timekeeping calendar that was devised in Mechanus.
Mm-hmm. Okay, great.
Oh, you're. We don't hear you, Olive.
And Mechanist is on the brain because, like, we just saw
Yes.
Mhm.
the glasskeeper shop.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So you're able to figure that out as Mahati is flipping through it. For names, man, I mean, you see Belle. You see
Okay.
Belle popping up here and there. You don't recognize any of the other names in conjunction with Belle, but Belle does appear numerous times throughout. There's probably you probably catch like this appears to be like a log of whenever people like pay for services in the Infernal Rapture, and it's logged in this tome somehow. And it seems to log like the individuals and like what services they were getting. Again, you can't read it because it's in Infernal, but you can kind of make out the names like Belle. I think that's again, I'm not trying to figure out how you would be able to figure this out since you don't read Infernal, but yeah, you got a natural 20.
It would not surprise me if there were certain similarities in the writing systems between Celestial and Infernal.
Yeah.
If we're going off of the way that I think that you're headed in terms of how this universe works.
Yes. Yeah, that is, I think that is right. We'll say that is right. There is similarities between the two, and you're able to kind of figure it out. But anyways, he flips through. Is anybody doing anything in this time? Otherwise, he just eventually he finds the section.
I think Pip is more interested in getting a read off of Mahadi. Why is he helping us? Is it pure altruism? Is there does he want something from Lulu?
You can make an insight check with disadvantage.
Okay, that's fair.
There's there's something as you are trying to read him. This is more for I'm so sorry. That sucks. I'm sorry. As I'll tell you this as a player, how your character doesn't really know this, but maybe your character is like experiencing something that's making it hard to read Mahati, but as a player, there's something going on. I'm not going to say exactly what it is, but all of you right now are at disadvantage when it comes to insight checks versus Mahati. You get a 12. Yeah, he seems just. I think all of you are too keened in to know that this isn't altruistic, but at the same time, he does seem to like you're unable to detect what the motive is. You're uncertain exactly why he's doing it. So far, he hasn't asked anything in return for this, which is maybe a little odd. But yeah, he seems to be operating with confidence and just kind of this is like his business. This is what he does, and seems to, for some reason, want to help this customer that he apparently befriended at one point.
Leave for a couple of days.
Yeah.
Did you say he has a fancy mustache?
He has like I believe it's like a goatee kind of.
A goatee.
Yeah, it's like a beard. It's like he's got a really nice beard that comes down into like a groomed point, and it has like white stripes running through.
That was it. Yeah. I think Pip is going to just like gas him up and like just chat him up and compliment his very well groomed facial hair. Very distinguished.
Okay. Yeah. Sure. Make a persuasion roll for me to see how charming you can be here.
At least that's not a disadvantage.
No, that's just a straight roll.
26.
Wow. You see his smile growing as he's like flipping through and kind of like you're complimenting his beard specifically and kind of his whole.
An entire, I mean, the beard, incredible color combination, very well groomed. I can tell that you care about your skin. Your complexion is just very nice.
Thank you for noticing. I do work quite hard at it. Thank you. Here we go. This is when you arrived. And that's when you were gone. Let's see. The individuals that would have been coming through. Well, I do see a bit of overlap with two figures that I don't. Maybe, yep, you do seem quite charming, Lulu. Perhaps you could have befriended these individuals. There's one Mordenkainen who came through here at that time, and yes, this would make sense for the time that this was happening. I do see that Belle, who Belle had arrived through here at that time as well. Yes. The rest of the individuals here, all this seem to be more lesser devils. There's some greater devils in here, but no one has plane shift abilities, so perhaps one of those two.
Has Archon the Cruel ever come through here?
Archon the Cruel, No, not that I'm aware of. I am aware of Archon the Cruel. Why do you ask?
Curiosity. We're trying to track down, well, people who might be able to help Lulu remember things, and his name came up at one point.
I see. Have you had interactions with Archon? He seems to be kind of sequestered off by himself, a bit prickly.
Prickly, yes.
He's got a effed up hand. Calliope yells in from the next room.
A messed up hand?
Yeah.
Really?
Seems to be causing him some pain.
That must be a newer addition. Could you describe the hand?
Look, I don't know. Like it came fresh off a zombie, I guess. Except like dry. Like zombies can get wet. This thing was dry.
And did it seem to be his own hand?
If it was, he stuck it in something not great.
Yeah.
Calliope's walking in the room at this point.
Are you carrying a book?
I think.
Oh yeah, the tinkering.
And just like puts on the desk. It's special.
Interesting.
Hey, how's this mirror thing work?
Oh, it's a permanent enchantment, arcane eye type of thing that's been placed upon the Emporium, so I can keep an eye on things.
But I saw a sign that said no magic. Is this how you keep track of that?
Amongst other ways, yes. I'm sorry, but I do. Unless Lulu, if you have nothing else, and I'm sorry, I hope this was helpful, but I would like to talk with you all about this hand that Archon seems to be dealing with. Are you doing business with Archon right now?
Potentially. We're here. A couple layers back, and us doing stuff is talking to him. And we're exploring options of doing what he says or figuring out some other way. Hey, do you know anything about that demon zapper?
Oh, yes. The demon zapper, it's very effective.
Yeah.
I'm surprised that Belle hasn't made any more. But yeah, it's a powerful device that was implemented. It was one of Zariel's initiatives It was placed at an area where there was a very powerful incursion of demons, and it was incredibly effective. Completely wiped out and closed up that rift into Avernus. One of her earlier triumphs here on Avernus. Seems to be making some headway. But,
Archon wants to take it offline or something, or maybe just, like, take whatever's power in it.
interesting.
I'm
Well,
gonna just put my hand on Calliope's knee. Ideally out of sight of
Yeah.
Mahati.
We're giving you information. We're trading. I got another question about this magic mirror. Could it have detected that sort of plane shift? Like if this Mordenkainen or Bell or somebody had like plane shifted Lulu in here, would you have known? Seems like mighty powerful magic to have go just slipping under your radar.
well, it could have happened in a private room, and those rooms are private. So, unfortunately, whatever happens in those rooms stays within those rooms. It's one of
You
the
mean at the
appeals.
bathhouse?
Oh, there's much more than bathhouses here. We can really provide you whatever you want. But, listen, if you are working with Archon, and you say that one of his hands has been shriveled, I have very strong reason to believe that that hand may not be his own, and that it might be a powerful and dangerous artifact. Let's just say that my employer would be incredibly interested in acquiring that hand. Just putting it on the table.
Okay, got some questions. Who's your employer? What would you pay us for it? Because that seems like a big ask, my friend. And we're trying to do some big stuff. We're trying to make some big moves down here, so it's not out of the question, I think. But that'd be a big lift.
Well, I and my employer could provide you with some remarkable gifts. Let me show you. And he will lean down to his desk once more and pull open a different drawer and like reach inside, kind of thinking for a moment, and then pulls out this large staff, metal staff with a almost mace-like metal flange on both ends, one being a little larger than the other. You see really a finely crafted, like golden, what look to be buttons running up through this metal staff. Very intricate designs engraved all throughout the handle and running up to the staff itself. He carefully sets it down on his desk and kind of traces a hand across it. This here is an incredibly powerful magical item that we could gift you in exchange for bringing that artifact to us. This is something known as, I believe, where you're from, a Rod of Lordly Might. It is a legendary staff that can bestow many gifts upon its wielder. We could also provide you with a priest that could bring back anyone who has died within your life. Someone who would be able to cast a true resurrection on someone within your life, if you so desire. The final offer that we could bring to you, if you've ever wanted to fully embrace the hells and this perhaps a form that's more comfortable for down in this place that you find yourself, we could fully transform your body into that of a tiefling if you so desire.
I just cast a quick glance on that.
He notices you look over at Valor and kind of just smiles. Well, if you would like to be something else, we could probably arrange that.
I think Calliope looks at Valor, looks at Pip, looks at Kadam, is like, wait, am I the only one without horns or like horns adjacent situation? Did you have horns as a boar? I wasn't looking.
No.
Oh, okay, never mind.
Have you ever met a boar with horns?
No, I've never met a boar.
Like tusks.
To be clear, I don't know. That must be what I'm thinking.
Mouth horns.
Oh, mouth horns.
You got face bones.
We're real little ones.
So just real quick, above table. Well, no, well we can let this play out. These are some of the offers that we could provide you. Of course, we would need to draft up a contract and work out some of the
Honestly,
details. But
not super interested, I don't think.
of course.
These are neat, but we got our eyes on other things.
Who is your employer?
I'm afraid we're not quite at that level to discuss that.
Is it Zoriel?
No.
May I make an insight check at disadvantage?
Yeah.
All right, that ain't bad. 21.
He seems to be telling the truth. As a very matter-of-fact no.
Well, consider it. It is something that we are very interested in acquiring, and that artifact being in the wrong hands, forgive the pun, well, it could disrupt the balance of many things down here.
And you're better hands than them? Why?
Trust me.
Why?
Why? Well, we've been running this place for quite a long time. Let's just say.
Oh, I didn't realize being old made you trustworthy.
Well, we have a lot of experience.
I do like experience.
Well then, if that's it, then the offer's on the table. Consider it.
He takes a staff, places it back into the into his desk.
Well, if there's nothing else, I do.
Have you read this book?
Yes,
I'd
of
be
course.
interested in hearing your thoughts. about
I'm
this
afraid our time has come to a close. I do have a business
Okay,
to run.
I understand.
But it was great catching up, Lulu, and I'm glad to see that you made it out. And to the rest of you, it was lovely meeting you. I hope you enjoyed your time here at the Infernal Rapture. And we look forward to having Red Ruth quite soon, I imagine.
I believe so, yes.
Well
Thank
then.
you for everything.
Of course.
Feanor says hello as well.
Oh, lovely. Good to know. Well then, off you
Have
are.
a wonderful afternoon.
Yes, off you are. Let's go. And he kind of stands up and starts to usher you out of his office and down the hall.
Quick, does anybody want to do anything else so that we can take up more of his time? But he can't ever run his business.
Okay, so we've learned that they can't automatically detect magic in here. That's important.
Okay. Yeah, if nothing else,
Yeah, I
he
think
leads
he's gonna head out.
you out, and you end up out in front of the Infernal Rapture as he waves you goodbye and twirls back inside.
What a weird man.
Oh, he was helpful.
I think he was.
kind of weird vibes from him, but I'm not even really sure why.
Yeah, I mean, clearly he's a charismatic business owner and therefore has some ideas about how he should interact with people.
That's nice that he looked up in his business ledger for us.
Yeah.
Do you think he'll do that for other people if they ask if we've been poking around? I bet we're in there.
Possible.
Yeah, I'm sure he will. I never even got the chance to actually ask him for... I guess I wasn't going to scam him. As soon as we walked in there, that it was clear nothing was going to happen. There's no double-crossing that, man.
That's probably wise.
Also, what's with this? Oh, we have to get the head of Mahadi and the hand of Archon. How many more body parts are we going to be asked
I
to
beg your
fetch?
pardon?
Excuse
What?
me? Are you building a golem or something?
Right. So I have an arts and crafts project I need to work on.
Are you
Thank
taking
you.
up necromancy, Pip?
No, but
Dang.
that would be interesting. I can't say that I'm not interested.
This ain't part of your deal with Mad Maggie, is it?
No, it's not Mad Maggie. It's just some dumb little nothing that I have to take care of.
Is this gonna end up with Valor pushing up daisies again?
No, it definitely will
Right.
not.
I have no further questions.
Will this harm us or anyone that any of us care about? Or
shouldn't.
anyone who's does not deserve to die or be injured?
It's just becoming a very long list that I can
What is
increasingly
anyone?
not guarantee. It should not lead to anything. This is just tying up a loose end.
Every time you say something like that, it sounds even more ominous, Pip.
Look, I just need to sculpt a head, cast magic mouth on it, and give it to Larva Farmer, and then everything's going to be fine, and we can get out of here on our fancy new car, well, old car that's been fixed up.
Huh.
All right.
It'll just be in and out, get in the car, get out.
While you do your arts and crafts project, I'm going to look around to see if there is a barber. Because I'm still confused about my hair.
Your hair looks great.
Thank you. I like it. It was a good job. Whoever done it, I would just like to know who did.
Okay, so
And
the
why
plan,
I don't
though,
remember.
is we're gonna just stick around here for the night and then head back tomorrow?
I think so, because we need to pick up your.
The shield, yeah.
Your
Okay, that
shield.
sounds good. Well, hey, Valor.
Absolutely nothing can happen between then and now. I mean, now and then.
Valor, you want to hit that big war machine that had a bunch of flasks?
Yeah, sure. That sounds great.
Great.
Okay, so the two of you are gonna go over to the vendor that was selling flasks of demon ichor.
Icar's away.
Ichor's away. Okay, cool.
Which wait, was that the inn? I thought it was like some sort of tavern sort of situation.
No, it's like just it appears to be a vendor selling
Oh,
flasks of ichor. Yeah.
That's less interesting. Nah, let's see what they have.
Yeah. And then Kadam, you're probably gonna go to Bernie the barber.
With Lulu, if I may.
Yeah. And then Pip, what are you doing?
Pip is, like, I think sketching a portrait of Mahadi first.
Uh-huh.
And then, like, trying to... Pip was just, like, kind of grumbling, like, I was going to give him a spa day. He was going to get a mud mask, but instead he has to be all business. and is trying to just like sculpt like a little bust of Mahadi with the clay that she got, and is like painting it with the makeup from the disguise
Incredible,
kit.
incredible.
Yes.
Oh my god.
And then since Pip has heard Mahadi talk for a while now, is going to spend 10 minutes ritually casting magic mouth on it. So it says, "Hi, I'm the head of Mahadi."
Oh my god. Okay, so you're
Oh
making
no, Pip,
May I-
you have killed me.
May I guide you in? I'm not there. I'm not. Oh,
Where?
no.
Okay, I have so many questions.
Incredible.
Okay, first, logistically, where is this happening? Where are you doing this?
Where are we planning to stay for the night? Have we talked about that already?
Probably just like in the war machines.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, but aren't they being
One is
the
being
war
worked
machines
on.
aren't being
One
yeah,
is
one
being
is
worked
being
on, and the demon grinder's
right.
still parked out front.
Yeah, the demon
Okay,
grinder,
so
the
I
big
think
one is
Pip's in the
fine.
demon grinder.
Okay, so you're inside the demon grinder. You pull out all your supplies.
Like a window pops open, just like
and
whistling.
you start sculpting this head of Mahati, and then casting magic mouth on it, and trying to do a perfect voice of Mahati. This is
I
great.
think the voice is going to be the easiest part. for
Yeah.
Pip.
I mean, we can just do this as like one roll, I suppose. I don't even know what this is. I guess it's kind of two rolls. For the voice, why don't we do first, you can do performance or deception for the voice of the magic
Okay.
mouth.
That is it a
You-
performance
you
or
have
is
the
it a
actor.
deception?
Huh?
You have the actor feat, yeah? So you
I
can
do have
imitate
the
anyone
actor feat.
perfectly.
Oh, you can imitate anyone. Okay, so never mind. So
Yeah,
you don't
yeah.
you don't even have to roll for it. So yeah, it sounds exactly like Mahati. So that's fine. You can do that. The sculpting part is the part I'm gonna need a roll for. Now my gut says this is like some sort of dexterity based roll.
Well, is it a
Um,
tool check? This feels like a
Yeah, you
yeah,
could use tools.
right.
Yeah, but I think it's still dex based because it's all handwork. But you can use a tool, so you can add your proficiency bonus to it. That's
Okay.
what I'm feeling here. So you would roll dex, add your proficiency bonus for your tool.
twice because we're
It's just, like,
artificers.
straight dex or like sleight of hand?
I'll give you sleight of hand. Sure, you can do sleight of hand, and you can add your proficiency bonus for tools.
Okay, my proficiency bonus
How
is
does that
8.
work? Is that you don't stack that on top of it, do you?
Oh, okay, yeah. So I'll just roll straight
I
dex.
think it's just roll dex and then add your proficiency bonus for the tools.
And then doubled because in the
Yeah,
ability check
So
we
then
make that
it's
uses
plus
proficiency.
8.
Cool.
Oh,
Oh no! Wait,
but
that's
plus 8.
plus 8. Okay, so
Yeah, so 17.
17. Okay,
Okay.
17. Okay. It looks really good. It's not like I don't know, Michelangelo's David, but it's like approaching it. It's like it's probably a little more of who's the other sculptor that is still like incredible, but it's more stylized. You know, it's kind of
Rodin.
yeah, it's like a Rodin. Like it has like more. It's like very lifelike, but you can see the artist's hand in it, right? Whether that's purposeful
But it's
or not.
recognizably Mahadi, right?
Yeah. So I guess what's the goal here? Walk me through this. You've made a very nice bust of Mahadi that can speak, but what are we doing? What are you working towards here?
Pip kind of wants to show it off just because she's looking at it like, that's very nice, actually, isn't it? And the sending stones send pictures.
It is very nice.
Pip is going to bring it back to Zenith and just be like, you asked for that, Mahadi. Here you go. We're even. You can take this and enjoy, or I'm gonna leave it with, or you can say, this doesn't count. And I'm like, boo-hoo. I said this was the last thing I'm gonna do for you.
Okay, so you show up to Zenith's place with the head, showing it to him, and you give your little speech. You see him start to just fume, and his like whole face scrunches even more than it normally is. Oh my god. Go ahead and roll a persuasion check for me and see if you can, like, how effective you are at, like, convincing him.
Oh god, this is what I needed the 23 for.
Yeah.
Not gassing up Mahadi.
14. Okay. You present this head, give your little speech. He looks
I
at
have,
you.
like, expedient retreat, like, right on. Just ready.
Yeah, you see his whole body just like collapsing in on itself with tension, and he just looks at you. That's very cute.
It took me, like, all day.
It's actually quite nice. Look, it's very cute, but if you want the full amount, you're gonna have to bring me his real fucking head, alright? Tell you what, though. Because we made a pretty good duo back there, and this is actually quite nice work. Here's a soul coin, and I want to keep this. And he gives you a soul coin, scoops the head up, and just looks at it.
Hi, I'm the head of Mahadi.
And then just like raises a hand up and just goes whap, and slaps it across the face a little bit. I don't know if the clay is like dried at this point, I guess.
I think it still has, like, a little bit of give.
So it just kind of leaves just leaves a handprint in the side, and he just goes all right, get the fuck out of my face. Don't come back again unless you bring his real fucking head. And he just goes and he sets it up on the back of his shop and just kind of admires it.
Yep. Good luck overthrowing Mahadi.
Yeah.
Never have a good life.
Hey, if you make any more things like this, bring it my way. I might want it. Hey, you could set up a real business here doing this.
A legitimate business? I don't think so.
Yeah, I wouldn't stay around here. All right. So Pip, that's what you did.
Beautiful.
Amazing.
Calliope. So you're gonna head to Anchors Away with Valor. As you start to walk over, you can see this. Yeah. You see this. You see this like wiry woman with just like wild kind of curly black hair, and she is currently manning the or like is attending the kind of I guess vendor area for this Anchors Away, and she seems to be has this like contraption like off to the side that she's working at, that it almost looks like a distillery or something for, you know, like liquor, and she's like turning a bunch of knobs and like fiddling with it, and you can notice that her hands are her fingers are long tentacles instead of fingers, and the tentacles are just moving quickly and like turning knobs and dealing with all the little different bits and bobs of this little distillery piece. And in the kind of back part of her kind of open shop, she, you know, has like these big heavy duty shelves set up that are all just filled kind of haphazardly with like different types of flasks, but they're all clearly filled with the same like thick demon ichor that's just kind of gently bubbling and moving and writhing within. And as you approach, she just looks over at you. Oh, ha, hello, welcome. How may I help you? Welcome to Anchors Away.
Hi. We saw a lake of demon ichor, and I was just wondering how you're running a business selling a thing that you can find in a lake.
Oh, well,
Seems really cool. Are you doing other things? I'd love to learn what your process is. What's that? Pointing
Okay,
it up at the distillery.
Yes, this is how I distill down the raw demon ichor that's brought in, and I sell it here for you and all of your various needs and wants. You can use it on your weapons, you can use it for your vehicles, whatever it is that you want.
Use on weapons? What does distilling it do?
It just makes it either a bit more potent or a little less volatile to go into the vehicles. But
Oh.
yes, well, I would be happy to sell you some. Or if you have any demon ichor yourself that you would like to provide to me, I would be happy to buy it off of you.
Oh yeah, we got loads.
And you see as you're getting like closer to her now and having this conversation, you realize that all of her eyelashes are little like almost like cilia. They're all just kind of like these little fleshy appendages that are just kind of gently moving as she blinks. And she
That's
continues
real
to talk
unfortunate, Nathan.
yeah, it's real weird. Yeah, so sorry, did you say what you wanted to buy
Oh,
something?
yeah, we
from-
got loads. What you got?
You got loads of demon ichor. Wonderful.
I guess 8 flasks.
8
We're
flasks.
running a
Okay.
little bit lower than I thought.
I can
But that's
buy
only
it.
because we ran out of flasks. You got flasks?
Well, I guess as you see, I have flasks back here that are filled with demon ichor that I'd be happy to sell to you.
You got empties.
And well, I need the empty ones for myself to fill with demon ichor. I'm not a glass shop. I'm a demon ichor shop.
You should think about branching out and where's Pip? We need Pip here. But like, you could sell 2 people who want to like go get their own demon ichor.
Oh.
And you know, in a gold rush, the people who make the most money are the people who sell the shovels.
Right, okay, sure. But do you have, I could buy the demon ichor off of you if you would like.
Yeah.
So sell
What's your
it
price?
to me.
I guess like I'll pull it out.
Yeah. Oh, yes.
This is what I got.
Okay,
I mean,
well,
we got it fresh off of the lake, so I don't know what this distilling process is. I'd love to know more about that.
What is it? It's a trade secret. I'm so sorry. It's just
Well,
for
what-
me.
okay.
But 25 gold each, if you would like. I can take this off your hands.
And how much is the distilled stuff?
100 gold each.
Ah. So, I trade 4 of these for 1 distilled one.
Oh, sure. We could do that.
Only if I can keep the empty flasks.
Keep the empty flasks.
I mean, you probably have like a big barrel or something, right?
Yes. So you want to sell me the ichor, and then I give you the flasks back. We do a trade. That works, sure. Yes, okay. So you want one of my distilled ones for the 4, and then okay, we can do that.
2 distilled ones for 8 raws.
Do
and I
it
keep
so-
the 8 raw flasks.
Oh, sure. All right.
Yes, I'm coming out 2 flasks ahead on this deal. I say to Valor.
She scoops up the flasks, kind of scurries back and does something in the back where she seems to be emptying out the flasks into some sort of container. I'm gonna do a quick little check here for something.
What's going on?
Okay.
What's going on, Nathan? What you rolling?
She's in the back kind of working, and then you kind of hear her go, oops, okay, and then comes back out with the empty flasks and lays them all out on the counter, and then twirls around, and her tentacled fingers kind of stretch out almost like a frog's tongue and wrap
then.
around 2 of the flasks and pull them back into her hands, and she sets them down, and you can see that she actually has smears of ichor on her hands and a little on her cheek, and it seems to be like kind of just bubbling a little bit, and she kind of wipes it off again like, okay, there you go.
Excellent.
All right, good, yes,
Okay.
wonderful.
How about these weapons? What do you mean by potent?
Oh, well, you can just smear them up with the ichor, and then if you hit somebody with them, there's a chance it will, warp them
Yeah.
a bit.
I understand. Is that what happened to
What? Huh? My hands? What about them?
Yeah. Did the demon ichor do that?
Do what? Yes, I have hands and tentacles. What?
Okay, nice meeting you. Bye.
Yes, nice meeting you. So you finish up your interaction as you're walking away.
I love her.
Valor
Fantastic.
Valor looks at you as you're walking away.
Can I
Well,
try
that's
to make like a roll at disadvantage or something to see how that distillery thing I saw worked?
yeah, go for it.
Like if
Make
I was trying to do it.
at disadvantage. Make an Arcana roll.
Yes. 15.
15. I don't think you can with a 15 can pick up how exactly it functions. It just seems to be somehow like at a glance you suspect it's somehow processing out any sort of like I guess impurities and making it more pure, which should in theory make it I don't know more more distilled down, more potent, more concentrated. That was a 2. Wow. Yeah. As you're walking away, Valor kind of leans down to you. Well, that was a lot to deal with, but hey, I guess
This place isn't all that bad.
yeah, I'm actually quite enjoying it. I've had some wonderful food and great baths, so it's actually been quite nice. I wonder how hard it is to get back here, because it kind of moves around.
Yeah, but I'm sure like once we've been here once, like the little
That's fair,
will
yeah.
just lead us back.
That's a good point. As you go back off into the market, we'll cut over.
I'm now realizing we only have 2 flasks for this journey.
So, so for the ichor you bought from her, you won't need to make the roll if of something going wrong when you pour it in, but it still functions the same. So I forget what it was. It's like I think it's like 3 days
24
worth or
hours.
something. Or is it 24 hours per flask? Is that what it was?
I think so.
Yeah. I think I can double check my notes. Hold on. Yes, 24 hours. 1 flask fuels it for 24 hours. So you have 48 hours worth of fuel with those 2. So, yeah.
That's 1 trip with 2 things. I'm now realizing I may have miscalculated.
Well, you can always go back and buy more.
I think I might go back and buy more.
So it's 100 gold per
Yeah.
flask. So you can mark off however much gold you want to get flasks of ichor.
I'll buy 2 more. Just
Yeah. All right. So.
it's so expensive.
Well, yeah. So because you did the trade, right? So that was
Yeah.
no gold lost there, and then so 200 gold for the 2 more. So.
Yeah. Okay.
Kadam. Yeah. So Kadam, you step out of the Infernal Rapture as everybody breaks and goes off to do their various things, and your intent is to find a barber, and lo and behold, there is the barber right there. What do you do?
It's a tent, so there's not really anything to knock on.
Mm-hmm.
But I will stand outside and poke my head in and say hello.
You poke your head in and see the little humble kind of barber area that's been set up with like the various supplies and chairs and things. What is Bernie doing? Okay. You pop your head in and say hello. Immediately you notice movement off to the left and look over, and you can see Bernie sitting there. She is sitting at like a small little like tea table essentially, and is kind of sitting down cross-legged on some cushions. It's a very low seated table, and she has a little modest kettle set up on the table and a kind of chipped little tea set, and is currently just drinking some tea as you come in and kind of looks up and sets it down. There appears to be a small little lunch that's just about finished, like a little bit of some crusts of bread on the plate as she looks over. Oh, hello. Welcome. How can I help you? Sorry, just let me just tidy up here. One
No,
minute.
that's all right. I don't know that I'll be here long. I just have a very strange question. Was I in here earlier?
Were you in here earlier? No.
All right. Do you happen to know of any other barbers in the Emporium?
You see a smile kind of curling across her face. No, I don't. Come in. Why don't you have some tea? If you would like. I think we should talk for a moment. I have a bit of explaining to do. You can stay there.
All right.
Do you
All
go
right.
in or?
Yeah. I think I will, if I can, place myself between her and the exit, just in case things get weird.
Sure. Yeah.
But yeah.
She kind of notices your kind of positioning and body language and smiles and goes, I understand. Do you want any tea or do you want to just have the conversation?
Maybe tea in a moment.
Yeah, of course. I'm so sorry. Yes, you did come through here. Due to the nature of this place, people forget me when they leave. It's a bit of a protection I have. There's people here who I don't think they would like me being here very much. So I have to do it to protect myself. I'm so sorry. It's something I can't really control.
How many times have we had this conversation?
This is the first time. If you would like, maybe we can get to know each other a bit more and see how this goes. I have a good feeling about you. Our first interaction was quite lovely. It really was. And I'm so sorry that you've lost that. I truly am. I hope you can understand, though. There's very dangerous people here.
I mean, that is true.
So, we can have a conversation and some tea if you want, or you can be on your way. I understand. If you don't trust me anymore, or I guess you don't remember our first meeting, so. But
You conditioned my hair, though?
I did, yes.
Did any of my friends come in with me?
No, just you. I'd be happy to tell you what we spoke of. I didn't take anything from you.
This is very odd.
I know.
You must be so lonely.
I'm quite all right, but that's very kind of you to to see that. But trust me, I want to be here. I want to be providing this service. I want to be helping people.
If I cannot remember the pleasantness of our first meeting, I don't mean this exactly, but did it happen for me?
It's a very good question. At least part of it did. She gestures up to your head. Is it still... Is that working out for you? Are you happy with what you've received?
I would like to remember it. Is there a way that you can give that back to me?
I can try. It's not a guarantee. Give me a moment. And she will kind of reach under her shirt. You notice she has like a chain on and reaches under her shirt to something and clutches it, keeping it out of sight. Let's see. Closes her eyes, focuses, and after a moment, looks up. I'm so sorry, I don't think it's going to happen.
I see.
I can maybe try again some other time, but it seems the connection's too weak right now.
I'm sorry, what?
It seems that the connection is too weak right now with my deity.
Are you a priest? Or a cleric?
Kind of.
I am.
Yes, I picked on.
Did I tell you that already?
Why don't I at least tell you what we talked about?
All right.
And maybe this time, depending on how the conversation goes, you can keep this memory. And
But you said you had no control over it.
I honestly misspoke. That was a fumble of words that Nathan made.
All right.
I do have a good feeling about you, but I would like to know more.
All right.
And
I admit I'm getting mixed signals about you.
yes, understandably. And she recaps you on what happened. And I think at the end of it, I don't know if you at any point actually go and sit down or have any tea or anything.
Oh, I've been sitting with her.
Okay,
I
so you
have
have
not
come and
drunk
sat.
anything
Okay.
that she has given me.
Okay. At the end of all that, she goes, so, how much would you be willing to share about why you're here? And what you're currently up to? We may be aligned in certain regards.
We would like to return Elturel to the surface.
Yes. Do you have a plan on how you would accomplish such a feat?
We're kind of figuring that out as we go along. A lot of people down here want favors.
Yes. Yes, they do.
And the favor that we're doing right now seems relatively innocent, so.
And what favor would that be?
Red Ruth wants a bath.
Oh. Oh, yes.
But I believe that only people who know what they signed up for should be down here.
Yes, unfortunately, it doesn't always work that way.
That's the short version of why we're down here and what we're doing.
I see. So you didn't come down with the city, then?
No, not initially.
That is a... It's a brave choice that you've made to come down here. It is very admirable.
I suppose it is brave. It's just the right thing to do.
Yeah. I think so. I'd be willing to share a bit more about myself. I think that we might be able to work together. I'm here on behalf of Bahamut, the Platinum Dragon. I've been here for quite some time. I've been here for a very long time. And I've been keeping an eye on things. I hope you understand now why I have this little ward set up to make people forget. It's easy enough to pass off as just one of the vendors that wanders in. I seem to have eluded Mahati for all these years, but it's still risky. And he is a very dangerous entity. Do not underestimate him.
He wanted us to remove Archon the Cruel's hand and bring it to him.
I hope you didn't agree to do that.
We didn't.
I've been keeping an eye on Archon and his queen.
Might this be a conversation for all of us? My friends, I mean, we visited Archon.
You did.
He's one of the people who wants favors from us.
Yes. Why don't we, Yes, we can have a conversation with your companions. She looks at you very, very closely. You get the sense that she's reading you.
I'll let her.
You catch that flash in her eye again as she kind of scans over you, which you don't have any memory of. It's the first time you've seen it, but all right. You can fetch your companions. We can all meet here. I'll let this one stick. I really hope I'm reading you right, Kadam.
I see. You are a little much in my head for my preference, I think.
A little much in your head?
I did not tell you my name.
That was me
Oh,
messing
so-
up again.
okay, I'm
That is
sorry.
me
I thought that
messing
one
up
was
again.
on purpose.
No.
I as soon as you said that, I was like, oh no, Nathan, Claire's gonna call you out.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Sorry.
You know, though, I'm gonna say, yeah,
It's
I think it's great. So she smiles.
yeah.
Apologies for that. It was maybe a bit rude. I hope again that you'll understand, though. This place is sometimes I find even myself bending my own moral code.
I understand that. I will hopefully be back in a few minutes.
Yes.
I will step out.
Okay. Yeah, you step out and you're fine. You're able to walk across the yard without losing the memory.
I will collect everyone.
Okay. You collect everyone up.
Well, if he's arguing or half arguing, half admiring the Icar lady, I think. Yeah, really though, like, what if you give me half distilled stuff for half price?
So you
Hey, Lyra.
find Calliope there.
Legend, I have someone I would like you to meet. I would.
Me too. She's great.
Oh, hello!
Lovely to
You
see
like
you.
some Icar?
No, thank you, not at the moment.
The eyes.
Legend, come along. Come along.
Do you take Valor as well?
Oh yeah, Valor and Lulu's been with me, and
That's
go
right. You
find-
said that you were going to take Lulu. Well, for the sake of continuity, Lulu was with someone else, and
Us, probably.
yeah, we'll fly back with you. Yeah. And you
Grab
find Pip. Pip, where are you?
Pip is on the way back from Zenith's larva farm,
Yes.
and just kind of like wiping
Clay.
clay and makeup off on her boots, I guess, on her breeches, and just still kind of muttering about a beautiful work of art and one measly soul coin.
Verity, I have someone I would like you to meet right now.
As long as it's not for a business deal.
I don't think so, actually. I think this is different.
Oh, well, thank fuck I'm done with those for now.
I'll believe it when I see it.
And we'll say that you fetch Lulu was taking a cat nap in the demon grinder when Pip was working.
Just like in the mouth.
Oh god, no. It's such a bad idea.
It's like a cat sleeping in your like car engine or something. It's like
it would be like
can't be in there.
It would be like a cat sleeping in like a wood chipper that's turned off. It would be like, no, get out of there. Yeah, so you fetch everyone, gather everyone up, and you all head into Bernie's small tent. It's rather crowded, but she ushers you all in. She seems to have made another pot, a full pot of tea for anyone that wants it. Yes.
I'm just thinking about Pippin and Maggie. It's cool. Everything's fine.
And you all step inside. As you all gather up, Bernie settles in and just starts to look you all over before saying anything. Her gaze comes to rest on you, Pip, and she starts to look very closely and intently at you. Kind of sits up, looking a little uncomfortable, and looks to you, Kadam.
Can I help you?
Are we getting our hair cut?
Maybe. Your friend here, sorry, is it your Lyra, Kadam?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Lyra,
I'm the liar.
yes.
Pip's the truth teller.
Yes. Verity, Lyra.
I'm the legend.
Legend. Yes, your friend Lyra here wanted to have a conversation with me. I'm assuming like introductions are made. She looks at you, Pip. Verity, I'm sensing something on you. You have a connection with someone. Yes?
Connections with a lot of people. It's sort of my thing. Oh, are you talking about... Pip kind of looks at Kadam like, are we just trusting this person? And kind of like points at her knapsack, like, you know, the...
Oh, the big shield that's on your back? So yeah, there's the big old shield just resting on
Yeah.
Pip's back.
Do you not want him here?
Bernie kind of looks over at the shield. Huh. Is that what that is? What is that exactly? I'm detecting...
It's sort of some
It's a devil in a shield.
devil in a shield, yeah.
Might be best to leave that outside. Or if you have some way of, I don't know, putting it in a lead-lined box. You hear in
How's
your
the boot, Pip?
you hear in your head, Pip. Who is this person?
I don't like her. She has a terrible aura about her.
Coming from a big bad devil.
Yes, well, it's all relative, okay?
Look, we can talk about moral relativism later. We already had, hey, aren't you sick of it? We talked about it for, the entire time during the sculpting process.
Yes, I know, but look,
Okay,
don't put
I'm
me in
going
the
to go.
boots, okay?
Would you prefer to be in the demon grinder then?
Yes.
Okay, well, you guys can start without me. I'm gonna go put away my shield, I guess.
I would appreciate that. I have some sensitive things I would like to talk with you all about. So Pip, you go off and
Yeah. Do I
sequester-
immediately forget?
sequester the demon. Oh my god.
Because that would be kind of funny if Pip is just like, "Why did I come back here?" Oh yeah, okay. I guess I just.
I'll say this.
It's like going to the fridge and
Yeah.
forgetting why you went.
I
there.
think what happens is that you basically forget, but have this sudden strong desire to go back towards that shop. Like there's it's that feeling of did I leave
Forget
something there? Yeah, did I forget
Yeah.
something there? Why do I? And then you show up and see everybody there. But you stash away the shield and the demon grinder, go back and meet with Bernie. You're all in the tent. She looks. Yeah.
Hey, Verity, glad you're back. That was fast.
Were you waiting for me?
Yeah.
So she looks at you all. So now that we have that out of the way, your friend Lyra here and I have been talking, and one, I would like to say that the reason you all are down here seems to be quite admirable and a thing worth pursuing. It is a terrible thing that Zariel has started doing, dragging people down here against their will. I feel that we could ally with each other.
Yeah? Do you represent someone down here?
Not down here. I am here on behalf of the entity known as Bahamut, the Platinum Dragon. And I've been here for quite some time, keeping an eye on things. I got a very good feeling from your friend here, and we had a bit of a conversation. I am to understand that you are currently aiding, or not necessarily aiding, but potentially working with Archon the Cruel. And I know that this place tends to force you to make difficult decisions.
Yeah, that about sums it up. I hate it, but we're hoping that once we talk to our unicorn friend in the demon zapper, something else would come up. We're just trying to get to the Citadel and pull in a wild route to get there. You would happen to know about that, would you? Oh, wait, if you know a dragon, and we were just gonna go talk to Archon's dragon to know where it is, do you think Bahamut might know where it is?
I could certainly check in, but it seems doubtful. Bahamut's power is powerful, but Celestials have a harder time tapping into the lower planes. It's kind of part of the larger cosmic structure. We all have our lanes, I suppose.
Yeah. Too much to hope for.
I can't leave here. I do need to stay here and continue my work. But I'm happy to give you some supplies to help you out. Would also implore you not to take up Mahati on his offer. Please do not attempt to get that hand into his.
I don't think it was ever going to be an option, honestly.
Yeah, it just seemed like another thing to do that didn't really help anyone.
And
Yeah.
I was like, why should we get it into your hands? This hand into your hands. And
He
he was
didn't
just
give
like,
good reasons.
yeah, because we've been around a long time.
Yes.
Okay.
Mahati
We didn't
is.
say who he's working for. Do you know who he's working for?
Yes, Mahati is a direct representative of Asmodeus.
Yeah, okay.
So as I was saying to
Oh.
Lyra, please do not underestimate him.
Hmm. How much did we tell to Mahani? How much did I tell to Mahani? I don't remember.
We told him that we'd met Archon.
Yeah.
And that Archon's hand was sick, injured.
Jacked up.
Yeah,
And we were making big moves down here.
yeah.
I think you'll be fine. There's a certain level of one thing about the devils here, in all of the hells, they do love their rules and following them. And Mahati's infernal rapture is a neutral ground where information can be disclosed and kept within those walls.
He seemed pretty free to give us whatever information we needed.
Yeah, he gave us
Interesting.
some things.
And he didn't ask for anything in return.
I feel like we gave him a lot in return, though.
Yeah, but he wasn't asking.
Yeah.
He just said that he'd met Lulu before. Wait, are we disclosing too much again? Looking to Kadam. You told me to stop before and I didn't really listen.
Bernie kind of
Vibe
is,
check.
Bernie is smiling and just looking at you, Kadam, and just kind of shrugs like it's your call.
I am choosing to trust you.
Thank you. Thank you.
I think you might deserve it, even if you have not necessarily earned it.
That is very fair. The thing I'm most interested in, and the reason I'm down here, is any information that you can give to me about Archon and Tiamat. Not too long ago, Tiamat nearly broke free of this place. Actually, nearly came to your plane, to your world. Was stopped, though, thankfully. But Archon is a dedicated champion, and I worry that with that artifact in hand, that he may have some way of achieving that goal of getting her free.
Do you think he could do more with a unicorn?
I'm not sure what he could use a unicorn for. I don't know the specifics of that hand.
He seemed to. He implied that a celestial would help him control or possibly make more comfortable the hand.
Yeah, I'm not entirely certain. I just know that there's been a relatively constant stream of
fae and celestial creatures that have been pouring through Archon's tower. None quite as powerful as a unicorn, but none of them have come out of that place. They've disappeared entirely. I imagine nothing good has come of it.
He's probably eaten them or something to keep his hand under control, or might be fuel.
That seems very likely, yes.
Good to know.
I could ask.
You
My God.
Huh? Yes? Well, I'm not asking for, I guess I am asking for something. I'm asking for information, but you don't need to do this.
Honestly, it's a relief to find anybody who's like willing to help at all down here without asking for stuff. So lovely to meet you.
Yes.
Lovely to meet you.
And I will, to help you on aiding you, I do have some, and you notice now that she has like a small locked chest at her side that she unlocks and pops open, and inside there are two potion bottles that are capped, like silver capped, and they appear to have, like Kadam especially, you immediately recognize they have that more distinctive consistency and coloration to a healing elixir. Due to the size of them, you suspect they're probably at least greater healing. But she gestures to the two bottles. I'm happy to pass this to your group to use. I don't expect anything in return. I do wish you all the best in your endeavors to free Elturel. But if you do find
Is
out...
there any way we can get information to you, though? If we learn anything?
Well,
Oh, right.
you would have to probably come here physically, and I do have something that will make it a little more convenient. And she reaches over to like a little drawer and like pops it open, and you can see there's like a bunch of like knickknacks and things in there and some coins in there. They don't look like soul coins, but she like pulls one out and slides it shut, and she kind of grimaces at it and rolls her eyes and like passes it over to you. This is something that Mahati gives to his favorite clients, and gives it to, I don't know, she just reaches it towards the group. So Kadan, you grab it, and you can see it's a coin, and on both sides is just engraved Mahati's big smiling face on this.
Wow, that's a great rendition. I've
coin.
never seen such a good rendition.
This would have been really helpful to have had, like a couple hours ago.
That coin, you can just, wherever you are on the plane, you can flick it and it'll land on the ground on its side, and it will start to roll in the direction of the Emporium.
Oh, wild.
With
That is very helpful
with
indeed.
great speed. So your war machines, it shouldn't slow you down.
Thank you.
So we followed the coin that's on the ground.
Yes, it's shiny. It shouldn't be too hard. Just
Perhaps
you
I
know,
could set up some sort of hamster ball for it. And then we could have it.
Let's workshop it. We'll workshop it.
Okay, great.
I have ideas too, don't worry.
I have the ability to contact people on this plane when I'm not near them.
Yes.
However, Zariel herself seems to be riding along on whatever messages I sent.
Yeah, it's best not to do that down here.
Oh, so I ain't special. Thank the gods.
Oh, no. No, that's everyone is listening in. Not everyone. The whatever Duke or Duchess is ruling the lair, they have the ability to listen in on pretty much all magical missives.
Even between like myself and my god?
That likely not.
All right. I have not felt her in that, but I also have not done much of that here.
Well, that's really all.
That must be annoying. A place as big as Avernus, always chattering in your head. I guess if you're powerful enough.
It's the way beings like that work. It's hard to comprehend, but yes,
I guess so.
That's all I ask. If you have more information, if you can find out what Archon is trying to get up to, that would be wonderful. Specifics would be very useful. If it seems that it's going to be something he might be successful at or that's happening soon, I'd very much like to know that.
I see.
Okay, so our current plan is to bring him a unicorn if we can't find any other solution. And then he's going to bring us to Tiamat, who might tell us about the Bone Palace. And I guess we can poke around while we're in there. It's not great. But it's probably going to be closer eyes than you're going to get any other way.
I do encourage you to find another solution.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if the souls of those beings will be able to return if they're being destroyed by that hand in some way.
I don't see any other opportunities. Oh, wait. We could go talk to Mordenkainen. If he knows more about the Lulu situation, and your friend in the Shield said that he had an in with Belle.
Yeah, we have other options. It's just that we're like, we've gone so far down this path already.
Well, you know what they say about chasing sunk costs. Keep doing it.
Here's these supplies for you. I hope these will aid you. And you know where to find me. Did any of you actually want some treatment or anything?
I've been thinking about a different hair color.
Oh, yes, I can help you with that. Great.
Yeah.
Well then, I am going to put a lot of faith and trust in you all, and when you leave here, you won't forget leaving here.
I hope we wouldn't.
Well, anyways, if there's nothing else, thank you.
Thank you.
And
Pleasure. Bernie? Was it Bernie?
yes, Bernie.
Bernie. Her real name's Calliope. We have fake names down here to fill the devils.
Oh yes. Maybe one day you'll learn my real name. And she shakes her.
Bernie's not your real name. That honestly didn't even cross my mind.
I don't think we're quite there yet, but maybe. And she gives you a handshake and turns to Pip and excitedly gets you set up and ready to do your hair. We are way over time.
We're so over.
Yeah. But as you all file out and Pip, you start to get your hair done, we will end there and we can see what happens.
I don't
next time.
think Pip caused anybody any pain in there.
I don't think so.
I don't think so. Except Gargath. I guess maybe initially telling Gargath
Yeah.
that he was going to go in the boot.
Oh my god.
A brief flash.
A brief flash. Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you, everybody. We will see you next week. Have a lovely night.
Have a good night.
Good night.